jumping jacks. So clear your space. And start with your hands loose. And you begin with soft knees. And you let your hands fall against your body. And you let your breathing get a little bit bigger. And you have a little bend in your knees as you swing through the center. And as you turn, your arms start to move a little further from your body. You start to turn your chin a little further over your shoulders, stern through the navel, like you were twisting a great cloth, like a towel of your spine. And you're starting to rinse it out, and your hands come a little bit higher, and your mouth corners come a little bit higher. And you're coming into the beginning. But you're not there yet. You're just walking towards the door a little faster for 5, 4, 3, 2, go ahead. And then when you pause, center, just notice the space around you, through you, navel, chest, hands, legs. Hands swing forward and back. Adding your legs, that you would just let your arms start to swing, start to make some space up under the chest. Maybe they go a little, maybe they go a lot. Until as you press your feet down and your hands come up high, you start to open your belly and you have a little moment. And then you get a bigger bend in the knees and you got a little bit of a squat going. Exhale down, inhale up, just for 5. On the way down, exhale all the way out your fingertips. 2. And for 1. Good. Hand swing across. And they cross at the front, and each cross starts to change. And now tuck your chin. And find the base of your neck and the back of your chest. And you may start to find the line of your bicep from your inner elbow across the tops of your shoulders. That you're dislodging inertia. You're coming into motion, a little more bend in your knees, a little more move through your shoulders, because now we're going to pause with our palms facing down. And this is when we start. Little turns, little turns. Little turns, and then your hands go opposite your knees. And you're moving through the knees and you're moving through the toes. How far can you turn your knees? How far can you turn your navel? Just for 15 seconds, right? Finding the place, the little spot where you're like, yep, that would be enough. That would be just fine. Let's stop right there. Then we just motor on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, palms face forward, and on your inhale, widen up. Pause the breath, pause the hands, and on your exhale, widen down. Tuck your chin, fold a little bit, rounding down the body. Unfold. Sweep wide, rise tall, bring yourself to the top of the mat, heels under the hips. All the way up. And the knees bend. And you fold your way down. 1 more rising up. Standing tall. Excellent. And step your feet back, find your downward facing dog. If you like to pad your knees, take a second to add a blanket underneath your knees. We're just going to keep some of that momentum. Knees to the floor, pressing back. There's your child, a little wag. Rising back up. There's your inhale, hands, knees, tuck the toes down, dog. And you just start to move between those two. And you've already made some momentum, you've already made some movement. So let this be a little bit quicker than it might be. And bring that right into the hinge of your hips. Because you've got some momentum in the arms and the chest and the shoulders.
You're rising, you're reaching, you're folding. So we'll take one more sequence to bring us up into a headstand and up into a shoulder stand, and let those shoulder stands and headstands be a little bit active. And what's amazing about shoulder and headstand is you're turning yourself upside down, but you can't see any other aspect of yourself. You can't see your arms or your legs. And so I want to talk about proprioception, how you know where you are in space. Keep it moving, keep it moving. Good. Bring your knees together, bring your feet together. Reach back, same thing. Rise up, bend your elbows a little bit forward. And rock back. So it's exactly the same movement, no dog, but we're starting to just drop a little bit forward. Drop a little bend of the elbows without sagging through the navel. You don't have to go forward if it's not right yet. Or as you come forward, hug your knees together, hug your feet together, hug your heart to your knees, and bring the work into your legs just for 3. And for 2. Because this is what we're required to hold ourselves in balance. Down dog. Down dog. And the crowd goes wild. Starting to feel that the first thing we're doing as we practice is activation. Right foot steps up to the right thumb. Put your left knee down. Put your knee into your armpit. Widen your hands. Now all that momentum running through you, give it direction. All that activation, give it direction. Bring it forward. Your hips come forward. Your heart comes forward. Your throat comes forward. Your gaze comes forward. We come unbound. Previously we were rounding down, and now we're starting to really open the chest, widen the arms. Then stepping back, finding your dog. Right hand, right hip, right heel, find the line. Left foot steps up, right knee down. Put your left knee into your left armpit. Widen your fingertips. And as you bend your left knee, it takes your chest forward. And as your chest comes forward, your hips come forward. Your navel opens. Your collarbones broaden. And it's as though the film over my eyes is removed. And I start to see forward more clearly. So the knee into my armpit, I can't see it, but I can receive what's happening. How it changes and opens the front body, the throat, the mouth. And then stepping back, downward facing dog, aware of the left hand, left hip high, left heel back, arms out long. And let your hips sway side to side. Let your hips sway side to side. Good, and walk your left foot to the center line and your right heel high, and then your right knee to your right wrist or elbow, high plank, bring it up. And then sweep high. And on your exhale, knee to elbow or shoulder, and sweep up. Bring your right knee to your left elbow, cross the body, and then sweep up. And step your right foot outside of your right hand. Put your left knee down, turn your toes out. Put a block under your left hand, just like our Kundalini warm-up right now. And we got a big circle, and your hips move forward and back. Just an enormous full body. If you only have 3 minutes, this posture is your friend. Big bend in the front knee. The hips starting to relate to the chest opening, the breath, the hand sweeping and clearing your thoughts. And then pause. Lift the back knee, revolve your left hip under your right. Your back heel back, your front knee forward. Broaden your collarbones. Bring your breath into your chest as you inhale and out the navel as you exhale. So you're starting to stabilize what you're doing at the navel. Setting down, hands down, step back, down dog. Make space in the body. Right foot to the center line, left heel high. Find that line, right heel towards the floor. Left knee to the left elbow or shoulder. And then sweep up and back. Engage in your arms and your legs, knee to shoulder. Crossing over to the right elbow. And then back. Good, good, good. Pause. Open the heels apart, away from one another. Out through the legs, out through the arms. And you step your left foot outside of your left hand. Turn your toes out and add a block under your right hand. So that you can have that great backstroke of a move with your hips forward and back. Out through the hip. On the inhale, you are filling the chest. On the exhale, navel to spine. And keeping your left arm over your ear, lift your back knee, wrap your right hip under your left. Your back heel back, your front knee forward, broaden the collarbones. Breathe into the chest and out from the navel. 3. So the body is quiet, your focus is in your breathing. And setting down, stepping back, left hand, left hip, left heel. But there's a clarity in your breathing. Good. Walk your feet to your hands. Bring your hands to your hips and lift yourself halfway up, fill the chest. Pause here, exhaling navel to spine. Tail back, crown long. Inhale, chest. And exhale, fold down, hands down the legs. All the way unfold, hands up. Good. So we're just lifting halfway. Fold down. You'll bring your hands up to your hips, lift halfway, and stay. Exhale, navel to spine. Tail back, crown long. Inhale, fill the chest. Fold all the way down. Unfold, rise tall. A little more. So we're activating the navel, fold down. You may keep your hands at your hips or hands out, lifting halfway. Pause, exhale, navel to spine. Inhale, chest. Exhale, fold. Unfold completely. One more time, fold all the way down. If you need to, hands on hips, a little bend in the knees helps, or hands out. Exhale, navel to spine. Inhale, fill the chest. Exhale, fold. Rise up tall. Excellent. Take your right hand wide. Turn your right thumb down. Take the back of your hand to your spine, and left foot steps back. So the action of lifting up and folding is all coming from the navel. So lift a little higher, hinge the hip, navel to spine, fold down. Right? Lift halfway, inhale. Tuck your chin, stay, exhale, navel to spine. Inhale all the way up. And exhale all the way down. So to lift our feet in headstand, this is what we're using. Lift halfway, gaze is down, exhale, navel to spine, firm, clear. Inhale, rise up. So you're making this core power, fold down. We'll go one more round. Lift halfway. On your exhale, navel to spine, square your hips and shoulders, and then rise all the way up. Turn your navel right, fold all the way down. Stay for 3. And now imagine that you could release the energy at the navel and expand it through your legs. Expand it through your chest. Take your block underneath your left hand, place your left hand straight under your left shoulder and reach your right hand high. Navel to spine, tail back, crown long. Expand your energy and stabilize it at your navel as you revolve. Become very deliberate.
Where are you directing your energy? Expanding and stabilizing. And looking down, hand to hip, step your left foot up and stand tall. Good. Right hand high, left hand wide, thumb down, take the hand to the mid-back, and your right foot steps back. Lifting halfway, all the way up, fold to the floor. So if you don't reach the floor, the block is there. If you don't need the block, the floor is there. Inhale lifts you halfway up. Exhale, navel to spine. Inhaling all the way up. So feel the use of your breath. Exhale, fold. The exhalation is your stabilization, your home base. Inhale, rise. This is your inquiry. Exhale, navel. Inhale, rise. You are becoming more and more powerful and more stable. Lift halfway. Exhale. Rise. And fold all the way down. Stay. Now send that energy in all directions. Feel how you have internalized the expansion. The legs are stronger, the navel is more familiar. The block under your right hand, the right hand under the right shoulder, hips towards the right, the left hand high. Navel to spine, now just the breath. The inhale expands, enfolding you. Exhale, scissor your thighs, feet to the floor, navel to spine. So become very deliberate, expanding, and then just gathering in with certainty. And looking down. Left hand to hip, right foot steps up, and sweep wide and high. Palms together, thumbs to the heart. Feel there's a brilliance that starts to grow from the navel, expanding the chest and anchoring in. So from the navel, you relate to the feet. You stand your ground. From the heart, you expand into the chest and you're aware of how much more there is. Sweep wide, reach high. So let it move. Bend your knees, sweep wide, hands to the floor, left foot back, left knee down, hands up high. Good. Bring your hands to your shoulders, elbows back. Inhale, reach up, look up. And then fold to the floor and step back down dog. Left foot will step up, right knee down, take your hands up high. And then bring your hands to your shoulders, widen your elbows. Keep that shoulder blades back, look up, reach up. And then hands down, folding down. Stepping your right foot up. Sit down, hands wide, stand up. Good, hands to the shoulders, elbows wide. Now ribs back, chin in. So everything's drawing back and towards the spine. Keep that. And lift your hands and lift your chin, but the shoulder blades are low. Stay free. Navel to spine. Look to your thumbs. 2, shoulders down, throat open. Gets a little racy. Bend your knees, widen down. Let it out. Right foot, right knee. Hands up. To the shoulders, elbows wide. Exhale. Keep the upper back open and reach. And fold. And dog. So you're becoming more deliberate with the front and back of your chest. Right foot up, left knee down, hands to the shoulders, elbows back. From there, hands up, look up. And fold to the floor. Stepping up, hands wide, sit down, stand up. Hands to your shoulders. So heels down, ribs back, elbows wide. Keep that, reach up, interlace your fingers, and keep your chin in, press. The thumbs go up, the pinkies go back, which makes you want to kind of blow out your chest. And instead, bring your tail under your navel, heels down. And bring your heart back over your navel. Broaden your upper back, thumbs up, pinkies back, arms straight. Chest expands on inhale, navel to spine on exhale. Be deliberate in the chest, out the navel. How does that change your arms? And as you let go, knees soften, fold down, let it go. Right foot's back, no knee to the floor. Sorry, left foot back, no knee to the floor. There we go, high lunge, hands up high. Fingertips to your shoulders, elbows back. Good, keep the spine, keep the upper back, reach up, look up. And we'll do it 3 times. Tuck your chin, elbows back. Inhale, up. Exhale, tuck your chin, firm your legs. Inhale, up. Last one. Look forward, hands high. So feel front and back. Back body is strong, front body is open, your face is open, your back thigh is lifting, your fingers are free. And just sweep down, step back, down dog. Left hand, left hip, left heel. Yes. We're generating power, not just movements in the body, but how the movements make power. Left foot steps up. We're moving and directing our prana. Right? High lunge. So as you set this up, there's a tendency to fall a little bit forward. Bring yourself upright, right hip forward, hands down. So shoulder blades back. Inhale, reach up, look up, lift your back thigh. Exhale, navel to spine. 3. Reach. And exhale. So rather than depleting your energy, inhale, pull it in, expand. Exhale, stabilize it at your navel. You're becoming more potent. And stay 3. Right thigh is lifting, left knee is bending, ribs are back. You are so steady. And you fold to the floor, down dog. Wag the tail, hips move, head is released. Put a little bend in your knees. And let your seat widen and let your upper back lengthen so that your knees aren't locked out. There's a little movement, they're alive. Good. Step your left foot to your left hand. Put your block just outside your big toe. And find your warrior 2. I'm just going to reverse. And straighten your front leg and take it a little back. Wag the tail. And come through warrior 2. So the shoulder blades draw to the spine. Everything you've just made. Don't want to lose it. Elbow to thigh. Reach over the top. Now bend your right elbow to rib. Look down. Just a beat. Navel to spine. And then reach up. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Straighten the leg. Warrior 2, exhale, navel to spine. Inhale, reaching over. One more. Warrior 2. And reach back. So exhale, warrior 2. Stay 3. Into the chest. Out to the navel. Change your perception of it. It's not work. It's generating power. Adjusting your chest to expand and adjusting your navel to gather in. And in that in, you're rooting down. You're building power. Reverse. Left leg straight. Left hand will come forward and down to a triangle, finding the block. Good. The right hand comes up and over. The right hand comes back to your hip looking down. And the right hand coming up and over. And just pause. If you need to keep the right hand, sweep it one more time. Keep it moving, that's okay. And then steady when you're ready. Exhale, navel to spine. Feel the feet. Feel the left hand on the block. Inhale, expand. And in the expansion, where can you soften your gaze, your expression, your understanding of, is this difficult or is this not? Is this delightful in any way? Right hand to your hip, stand up tall, turn your toes to the right. Good. Arms wide. And you'll take your left hand down in front of you, right under your chest. And set that up, right hand high, spinning over, right shoulder over left. Reach over the top like you would touch a button in front of you and look up under your right armpit. There's a revolution, right? And the right hand comes straight up high. Stand up tall, that's inhale. Right hand to the floor, under your chest, navel to spine, exhale. Inhale, reach overhead. Stay a beat, just find the posture. And then exhaling, the left hand comes high, navel to spine. Inhale, stand up, we do 3. So exhale, left hand to the floor. Inhale, right hand over, look up. Exhale, navel to spine, hands apart, look down. Inhale, hands wide. Right hand down, exhale, navel to spine, building power. Inhale, making expansion, reaching over. Exhale, left hand high, navel to spine, look down. Sweep up. Left hand down. Right hand over. Exhale, right hand high, look down, navel to spine, and from there rise up. You are becoming more powerful. Right hand down, navel to spine. Sweeping over, last one. And exhale, and upright. Bring it down to the floor. Step back and find your dog and pause a beat and notice. Good. You step your right foot up to your right hand, put the block outside your pinky toes, warrior 2. So we use the standing postures to really feel the ground. And when we feel the ground, we feel grounded and we lose the static, that fragmentation. Reverse. Let yourself wag your tail, let yourself loosen from the pelvis through the chest, all the way up to your fingers. And then find your warrior 2, bend your elbow. Come over the top. Just one time, bend your elbow, tuck your chin, bring it in, anchor into your left heel, and then let it out. Inhale. Exhale, warrior 2. Look forward. Inhale, reverse. Draw it back. And then warrior 2, a little deeper, navel to spine. Inhaling over. Expanding. Exhale, navel to spine, certain. Reverse. And widen. Last time. And as you find your warrior 2, stay. So find all of it, the back heel. Shoulder blades are towards your spine. You built that. So the inhale is an expanse. Notice what's around you, notice what you feel, and then anchor into the navel and into the feet. We're here to experience this, not to shut it away, not to numb it, but then we can rely on the ground to hold us. Reverse. Reverse. Keep your right leg straight and your right hand down to the block and your left hand over the top. And take your time bringing your left hand back to your hip, looking down, aligning from the tail to the crown, and then bringing it over the top, finding your full triangle. Explore from the pelvis to the heels, from the block to the heart. Inhale, expand. Exhale, navel to spine, and notice if your breath gets small or choppy. And bring your attention to your breathing rather than the pose, and let the breathing just move into the posture where it's tight, where it's held. Bend your right knee and stand wide. Turn your toes to the left side. Good. And bring your fingertips down under your shoulders. Bend one knee. To bend the other. And that can be as big or as small as you like.
sealing the outer edge of your foot to the floor, letting your tail go back. Yeah. Chest broadens. Good. Turn your toes in a little bit, your heels out a little bit. Take your left hand to your right outer ankle or outer heel. Reach your right fingertips overhead. Now can you spin to look under your right armpit? Turn your chin down and up. And then find the inhale into the chest and the exhale into the navel. Firm your left leg. Firm your right leg. Let your legs be your base. Let your spine be supple. Let your gaze rest on the ceiling. Center. Left hand, right hand under your shoulders. Move side to side so that you're not bringing any tension with you, especially through the outer feet, the outer ankles. It's a great means. Our ankles are made for this, and we very rarely find the use of the sides until we sprain them. So right hand comes to the outer left ankle or outer left shin, and the left hand walks overhead, and you look, yep, fingers to the floor, look up underneath your left shoulder, left armpit. And as though your fingertips, the left fingertips, let your hips fall back and away from them. And plug your feet in and feel the grounding aspect of your legs, navel to spine. You are still supported. And on the inhale, you're on your expanse. See if you can get under that right shoulder blade, the right side of your spine, the right inner thigh. So where it's tightened, use your breathing to make expansion. And use your exhalation to make an anchor, to make strength. Where are you fighting the pose? And where can it hold you instead? Center. Walk your hands to the front. Step your feet back. Notice your dog. Allow a little more space on the inner thigh and the inner arm, the outer hip, the outer heel. Adjust, so don't go back to your old dog. Feel what's possible in this dog. Anchor your thumbs down, bring your knees down. Get both blocks and put them under your hands. So we built this very strong base from the navel to the feet. We want to open through the chest so we can turn upside down before we get tired. Hands go back. You're resting your hands on the sides of the blocks. Now it's an inquiry. Now you're playing with a little lift of the chest, a little wag of the shoulders and the tail, and you're making your way back out of the weight, the compression of your elbows, and you're opening the elbows, and you're opening the shoulders, and you're deepening the breath into the back of your spine. You're using the weight of your hips to make traction. Then let your forehead fall through your arms and plant your forehead on the floor, opening through the hands and the shoulders. So it's a very active, busy place. Okay? Coming up. Rise up. You may do this with a block or without. So step one aside. Step your right foot up in front of you. Your left knee is down. Fold your blanket back. So you're padded. But I'm going to take my block and put it on my left thigh with the short end, with its tail against my thigh. And then as I bend my right knee, I'm bringing the front edge of the block, the corner, down onto the mat. If it's on the blanket, it'll fall apart. Excellent. Yep, so that you can lean into the left thigh. Opening the left hip. Bring your left hand high. And bend your elbow so that your palms to your spine. Right hand holds your elbow. So going up into the elbow, bring your left hip forward. And just trust that block. And open from your left ribs. Yeah, trust the block, that's it. And as your block holds you, you can go up and open instead of forward. Hug your outer left hip in. Good. Take your hands wide, interlace your fingers behind you. Take your knuckles towards your heel. 3. Just broadening across the chest, lifting your hands, straightening your arms. 2. Hands to the floor. Good, take your time. Child's pose first. Knees wide, toes together. Palms to the floor. And just feel the change, left hand, right hand. Take your time. As you come to hands and knees, just slide your left hand behind the right wrist and bring your left shoulder to the floor. Now we're going to come into a child's pose. Walk your knees closer to your left arm. Sit back and bring your arm with you. And can you find child and lay your left shoulder right down between your knees? Yeah, so you're bringing your knees as close to your shoulder as you can. Reach your right fingers overhead, just like our wide leg twist. And now fall back. Fall into the back of your body. Fall into your left hip. Just for 3. Move your chin, move your neck as you need to. 1 more. It's a big fold. And center. Good. So as you come to hands and knees, add your block. You step your left foot up, and you have the block on your right thigh. So as I bring my right thigh forward, the corner of my block is on my mat. And then I can trust that. I can lean into. Cool? Good, trust that. And then instead of my hip blowing forward, which would happen if it wasn't there, as I lean my thigh bone into that block, I come up. Feel some space as your right thigh is stabilized. The psoas, which is deep, connecting the mid-body to the low body, opens, and your right hand comes high. Bend your elbow, hand to the spine, and go up. Because the back of your arm right now is related to the tension of your right rib, psoas, and the front of your pelvis. So let it open. The inhale is the expanse of your chest. Exhale is navel to spine. And the trick of that breath is, once we stabilize, sometimes we won't let go. Can you really allow expansion? Let go of the stabilization. Soften the chest, soften the face, trust the bind. You are held in all directions here. So can you open a little more freely, a little more trustingly? Up, 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 up into your right elbow. And bring it down. Good. Widen your knees, your toes together, set your block aside. Child's pose first. Just find the crease of your hips. If you need to, come forward and back. Wag the tail. And then your right hand will thread behind your left, and you're in your child. So I'm walking my knees closer to my shoulders, and I'm dropping my right shoulder, and my knee and my armpit nearly fit like we started, and my left hand overhead, and I look up. Pressing into the back of your right hand, you revolve. Into the sides of the spine, into the back of the right shoulder blade, into the right hip. and center. And as you turn right onto your back, knees bent, feet flat, set your blanket aside. And pause and just notice the front body will open. And go with it. What's unfolding? What's changing? Little tremors through the body. So one of the reasons for all the preparation, widen your heels and allow your knees to wash side to side, arms wide. Just give it time. If we take the time opening the front and the back and bringing that opening closer and closer to the spine and really accessing our breath as we do, when we turn upside down, there will be more freedom in the body to enjoy that change. All our fluids shifting. But if we're still stuck and the corners are folded tight, then our headstand won't be as effective. Good. Find center. Walk your heels in line with your hips. Hands down beside your hips. Inhaling, right hand overhead, hips up. Left palm is flat. Use the hand on the floor to press down. And then right hand down, look to the left shoulder. Look, 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 look. Turn your chin far as it goes. And then left hand, bring it overhead, looking up, hips up. And turn your chin far to the right. Rinse the right side of the spine. And again, right hand, hips up. And as you bring it down, look to the left. Reaching. And then the left hand overhead, the hips up. And look to the right. Really a great way to get rid of a tension headache is right there. Feet down, hips up, both hands overhead. Good, elbows down beside you. Tuck a shoulder, tuck another. Work here or interlace your fingers. Your chest is ready. Pinkies are down. Lori, relax your right big toe. Yeah, that was doing all the work. So press into the backs of your arms to lift your heart. Relax the hips, relax the low back. Stand in your heels and pull your heels towards your head. I'm going to stay a second. 5. Can you find the expansion on the inhalation, and can you find the ground on the exhalation? Navel to spine, feet to the floor. So expand the upper body, widening the chest, and then navel to spine, firm in the feet. You're safe, you're steady, you're held. Use your breathing, expansion, and stabilization, last one. So that when you widen your arms and you roll down through the spine, heels wide, toes in, feel what's changed, chest is open. And then receive the change you've made. Rather than going back to what you were before, can you be rearranged? You've made such beautiful strength through your core. You've made openings through the shoulders and upper back. You've aligned the legs and the hips and the chest, and now we just turn it all upside down. Super simple. You've built all the parts you require. So as you turn over, bring your blanket back on your mat, if you choose. The fold, the major fold, facing you. So option 1, if you're not a headstander, simply interlacing your fingers. Feel that the elbows are shoulder distance apart. You can work right here, pressing the pinky edge of your hands into the floor, trying to pull your elbows apart to lengthen the sides of your neck. Tucking your toes, tucking your chin, tail back, spine long. So that's a fantastic place to work. And the next place would be keep that and just lift your hips. And as you're ready, look back. This can be your work, especially if you have any neck injuries. You're opening the back, you're inverting the body. To come into a full headstand, widen your hands, make a little cup, and tuck your chin and pull that cup of your hands against the back of your head, and plant your elbows down, widening the upper back, lift your hips, walk your feet in. And this might be your work. Or bring your right heel to your hip and lift your left foot off the floor. So you're not kicking up, you're using the lift from the center body. Put the left toes down, put the right toes down, then bend the left knee, elbows down, right toe off the floor. So there's lots of little ways to start. 2 heels up if you like. Elbows down, heels up high. Always pausing where it's needed. Good. Ha. So navel to spine, get between your navel and your elbows, because your elbows are grounding you. So the elbows press down, the pinky edge of your hands press down, navel to spine. But on the inhale, can you still expand? And then ground. So if you're grounded, you can widen your heels. And once you widen your heels, you can bring your heels together and the soles of your feet touch. And then keeping your heels together, press your legs up straight, navel to spine, elbows down. One more, heels wide. Elbows down, navel strong. Bend your elbows, heels together, maintaining whatever you've made so far. Press up high, stay 3. Stay 2, can you expand? Can you still expand? Can you still soften? And then knees bend and toes to the floor. And knees to the floor. Fantastic. Because when we build all the parts in advance, it's like those snap together kits, and you're like, well, that was too easy. Set a block between your knees. Interlace your fingers. On your inhale, you're bringing all that light from the crown down into the belly. And on your exhale, you're sending from the belly to the crown. Inhale from the crown to the belly, light, power, expansion. Exhale, navel to spine. One more. Take your block with you, sit in front of your blanket, and when you lie back, your shoulders are in line with the top fold. So the back of my head is on the floor, but my shoulders are on the blanket. And I have a block, so lift your hips, put the block on its lowest setting, bring your knees in, hands to thighs, heels high. This can be your shoulder stand. Oh, my heart just relaxed. It just turned into a little pool. Oh. Feel the relaxation in your calves, like you could drain the tension out of your feet, out of your Achilles tendon, out of the muscles of your calves, out through the backs of your legs, your hamstring, your thighs, your hips. Let it all just turn inside out. So you're welcome to stay here or anchoring your elbows. If you need to, move the block so you can get a little momentum to lift your hips up. It's up to you. And I'm keeping this modified, so the knees are bent. The hands are holding the back rim of your pelvic girdle. Right? I'm holding the backs of my hips, my knees are soft. Left leg up, right knee down. Just letting the right knee be heavy. And as it's heavy, letting the left leg float a little higher. Like you were rinsing a sponge. And change your legs. Let the left leg be heavy. And let the right leg float a little more, straightening a little more, but not out of force. And change. That's your exhale. Inhale, change. Exhale, pose. Inhale to change. Exhale to pose. Inhale, expand. Exhale, stabilize. To move and to stabilize. One more. And 2 feet high. Just the breath. Expand. Stabilize. So the temptation here is we're going to want to come down and drop right into Shavasana, but we're going to motor through 5 poses right from there. We're going to take this sensation and move it through the vayus, the winds, the directions of the body. So bend your knees, remove the block, roll yourself down, and set it aside. Just notice what happens when you come down. Notice and ride that ride. That's what we made, and we're going to take it with us. You'll turn right over on your belly. If you want to face the front of your mat, you just roll yourself up and over, set your blanket aside, and come right onto your belly. Good. Let your heels wash side to side. Good. Right hand wide, thumb down, back the hand to the spine. Left hand out, thumb up, look forward, chest back. Float your feet. Inhale, expand. Exhale, navel to spine. Left thumb turns down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, back of your hand, tuck your chin, navel, spine. Right hand, inhale, reach. Exhale, navel to spine. Potent, reach. And back. Reach your right hand, reach your right leg. And back, navel to spine, hug your feet closer. Reach. Inhale. 2 more. Anchor. Good, 1 more. And back. Fingertips to the floor, toes back, chest broad, 3. Lower your feet so there's no tension in your back and hug your feet towards each other. Chest is broad, inch your fingers back. Now expand on inhale. Stable on exhale. 2. 1 more, expand. Drink in your power. And then forearms down, drop your head, let your tail move, let your hips move. Good. Roll back over on your back. Keep the crown of your head towards the front of your mat. Super simple. Draw your knees to your chest. Hands on your shins. This is exhale. Heels up high, hands overhead. This is inhale. Redistribute the power. Exhale, navel to spine. Pull your knees in. Inhale, heels up, hands up. Exhale it in. 5. If you choose, work there, or lift your head, shoulders, hands towards your heels, really bringing it in. And then heels up, hands up. Exhale around. And reach. Navel to spine, last time. Good. And reach. Widen your arms out, palms down, heels wide apart, and on your exhale they cross. On your inhale they widen, on your exhale they cross. To open, to cross, to open, to cross. Inhale, exhale, expand, stabilize. So it's less about the legs and can you play with the sensation of expanding and anchoring. Inhale from the crown of the head to the navel. Exhaling from the navel to the crown of the head. Can you put it all together right here? Inhale down to the navel. Exhale, navel to the head. You are a pump, you are a power, you are a force, you are an engine. 5, 4, 3, 2, good. 1. Knees bend, feet flat. Lift your hips and shift them left. Cross your right leg over your left. Lift your feet, knees towards your chest. Drop your knees right and turn. Turn your left hand open. Inhale, fill the chest. Exhale, navel the spine. You can use your right hand on your left thigh. One more. To center. Feet flat, hips neutral. Notice. Hips up over to the right. Left crosses over right. Lift your feet, bring your knees towards your chest. And then dropping onto the left outer hip, knees coming down. Left hand to the right thigh, help it turn. Turn your right hand open. On your inhale, fill the chest, and on your exhale, empty navel to spine. So that anything that's remaining within us that's stagnant, holding, especially through the spine, this way we can let it go. Bigger breath. Feel the chest rising, shifting, and on the exhale, really dropping the right shoulder to rinse from the navel. As you turn back into the center, feet flat, uncross, notice, hands on thighs, press away, space in the navel. In that space now, a quiet, that there's no gripping in the hips. Let the abdomen be long and soft. We'll turn right over into a dog. Take 3 breaths. And then we'll walk the feet to the hands to finish. Expanding and grounding. Really use your arms. Really use your legs. This last dog to rinse it all. Walk your feet to your hands. And sit down. Taking your strap, you're going to fold it in half. Because we've done a lot through the mid-back, and this can get sort of tight in response, I'm going to fold it in half and have like a little lasso. Let's sit on the edge of the blanket so that we have a little bit of height. Good. Your right heel comes in and widens so that your ribs can come inside your thigh. Make space. So widen your foot away from your inner thigh. Super. Otherwise, I wouldn't fit in there. Right hand high. And then reach inside. Oh. Bring your right elbow back and press into your shin and send your shin back. Ha. So when you need to, reach, inhaling forward, opening the right side, and then exhaling, bringing your shin and your arm. Use your arm to send your shin back. Just drop your fingertips to the floor. So that can be a really perfect place. That's it. Just keep pulling your right elbow back. Keep hauling your ribs inside your thigh. Keep your left toes awake and aware. To go further, take that lasso with your left hand. Right? Thumb down of your left hand, sweep it behind you, back of your hand to your spine. Now your right hand sneaks back to hold the half of the lasso. Yeah. Can you swing it into your hand? It's gonna happen. And then you fold down. So once you have the bind, you're simply allowing the weight of the front of your chest to come forward, the left toes are open, and the head is heavy. Oh, you got it. Genius, you. Well done. Did you, or are you lying to me? You lied. You cheated. There's no cheating, it's a bind. Folded me. Ho! So the right hip drops back, the right side spine goes long. Where's the expanse? And as you're grounding, let go of the tension of your shoulders, of your face. Trust the bind. Open inside of it. You can come upright and right leg straight. And just unfold.
Is it easier if you start with it in the other hand?
Because I can reach.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll try that. Lori says. Because Lori said we should start with jumping jacks. Bend your left knee with your left foot flat. Okay. So we start out by reaching forward inside the thigh. Make sure there's enough space between your heel and your inner thigh. So that when you come forward, I'll come up off. My right hip is off the blanket. I'm on the ball of my left foot, and then I reach my hips back and down. It's mighty. It's a big, big stretch. Reach your left hand forward, and then pull your left hand back into the shin, and that makes the traction to take your heart forward. Reaching out, lengthening the left side of the spine. Start out by drawing your left elbow back. Fingertips to the floor, and just stay. So elbows widen and the heart comes through. Just like the first lunge that we do, allow the front of your chest to blossom forward. It's so tempting to round down right here. Expand and fold. So you're lengthening and hinging at the hip. So the full bind, what do you think, Lori? Start with the right hand strap. Right hand holds the strap. No, that's how we started before. You can choose.
Right with the left hand.
Start with the left hand.
Yeah.
This is new suggestion. Left hand, and then the right hand can come and catch it. And then fold. Whatever needs to happen there, or better yet, train your cat to support you. Hold it. So find the breath in and find the spaces. As you breathe in deeply, where does it catch? Use it to lengthen and open. And then on the exhale, let it just create ease. The upper back is invited to broaden and release. The hamstring, the low back, so that we can rise. Unfolding. Now widening your heels out to the side. I'll turn to face you. Stay seated on your blanket. Because the low back doesn't want to go forward sometimes either. So shake out your feet, shake out your knees. We'll go side to side. Right hand down beside you, left hand up and over.
waist, close your eyes. And how far in is entirely up to you and your body and your breathing. We'll be here 30 seconds. So you're relieving any final stress or strain. When you're on the right side, stay a beat. Sit your left hip down. Find your expansion. Good, beautiful, smooth breath. Up and over. So that when you come into center, you're going to add a block. Outside or inside the leg is up to you. Draw your left heel in. The right forearm can rest on the block, or the block can stand up higher, or the block can be inside. So that when the left hand comes up, you have support. And in that support, you can bend your left elbow and hold the right side of your head. Let your head be heavy into your hand. That's one option. Or bend your right elbow, and the right hand supports the right side of your head, and you bring your left elbow and the forearm all the way over the top. Yeah. And let your left fingers be soft. Now let your left hip be heavy. And the weight of your left hip is opening the left side ribs and waist. Expand, and then anchor 3 times. Keep being changed. Each exhale, you're setting something down. You're not just surviving the posture. So that when you come upright, bring your feet together at the front of your mat, lie back, flat to the floor. You can have the blanket under your hips or not. Under the hips will give you a little more stretch. Put your right heel wide, put your left ankle over it, your right hand holds your left wrist, and pause. The left hip is heavy, just as we did in our last posture, but now the pose is open and everything can flow through the left side body. So you've bowed the left side open. Your hands are slightly to the right, your heels are slightly to the right. The breath is full into the left side. Use your breath to keep expanding and exploring this space. And just for a moment, be effortless. Trust the bind and really relax the left side of your upper chest. Left side waist, left side hip. Just set it down. Let it fall open. Big breath out. To rise and build the other side. Seated on the edge of your blanket, your right heel folds in. A block outside the left shin. And then elbow down. You can stand it as tall as it needs to be. Hand onto your head. The right hand reaches up. You take it as far over your head as you can, so that the crown of your head and your forearm go all the way over. Arm, yeah. So that everything is supported, and then sink your right hip. Flatten this. Yeah. Now this. And go here. And that sits down. Yeah. You feel the difference? This contact helps a lot. So as you press your forearm, it opens this way. Yeah. Just 2 more breaths. And once you've found these bound postures, it's just trusting them. It's as though you could give them your attention. Here, take this. Take this so that my breath is free. Take this tension so my thoughts are free. One more. And then the right hand brings you up and around. And you lie right back. Set your block aside. Left heel wide to the left. Hands overhead. Right ankle crosses over the left. And left hand holds the right wrist, and your hands go left, and your heels are left. And imagine you're in Shavasana. It's that effortless. Trust the binds. Like when we create a really great schedule, we just know if we do the things we put on the schedule, it'll all work out. So I trust the cross of my ankles and I relax my right hip. Relax my feet, my legs. I get my breath all the way down into my right hip and pelvis. And I drop my right shoulder and my right elbow. And I invite the breath into my right armpit, my right waist. Effortless. Start to notice the teeny changes, the little releases, little internal willingness to get softer. And then give it 1 or 2 bigger breaths, explore what you've made. Uncross your ankles, bring your hands down, bring your palms open. Let your feet shake out side to side. Let your knees shake out up and down. And let your Shavasana become more settled. Any adjustment, any layer, you need to support the backs of your knees, settle it in. Let your breath be big and free. Even sighing out the mouth a little bit. And just 3 times notice without pulling or forcing the expansion on the inhale. And the freedom. Just let the exhalation fall out of your body. Find that rhythm of feel when you're hungry to breathe in and help that. When you're full, let go completely. The breath just falls out of the body. You may stay right here, or if you choose, rest your hands on your abdomen. So that as you're breathing in, you're breathing into your hands and you feel the abdomen expand. And on the exhale, you let it all go. It just falls out of you, effortless. Breathing into your hands. And the breath falls out. Feel the depth of your abdomen. Breath is slow and smooth. The exhalation is totally free. Gently moving your hands to rest on your ribs if you choose. Breathing into the hands of the ribs. Feel how your breath widens, left and right. And again, the breath falls out of the exhalation. Inhale begins at the abdomen and then spreads up into the ribs, widening, and then tumbling out. The depth of your belly, the width of your ribs, and letting it all go. Depth of the belly, width of the ribs, breath falling out. If you choose, if it's comfortable, you can put your fingertips just above the crest of your collarbones. Let your lungs go all the way above your collarbones. So fill at the belly, widen into the ribs, and then rise up into the fingertips, and all the way up, effortless. The depth of the belly, the width of the ribs, and the height of the collarbones, and then all up. And just explore how much space there is internally. How smooth, how circular, that it has no end, no edge.
beginning to touch who you truly are. A sensation of complete inclusion. The breath going everywhere, belly, ribs, collarbones, falling out. This sensation of complete acceptance and welcome. And you drink it in and you let it go. So that as you rest your hands back down beside you, as you release the technique of your breathing, you remain steadfast in that acceptance. How spacious you truly are. It's needed in this last minute. Let the breath get big and loose just one or two times and really fall completely into effortlessness. Anything we continue to carry, just for a moment, put it down. A little bit more. You can pick it up on the way out. That as you begin to deepen your breathing, your face remains soft, your expression remains soft, your hands can reach overhead, you can come back feeling an expansion of the inhale. And as you breathe out, anchor into the navel again, the body firming and clearing and arriving. Inhaling, the hands are overhead, a little wriggle, a little length, so that as you exhale, you can bring
your chest. Keep your knees wide, let yourself move side to side. Just bring it all the way up into a simple seat. Arriving tall. The heart comes up, the chin comes in, the back of the neck is long, and you sweep wide. Hands up high, palms coming right down the middle. This will be our Om. A in the belly, U in the chest, M in the head. All that you've made, move it with sound. Inhale up. Again. Last time. Thumbs to the forehead center. Om Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, perfect peace. Namaste. Have a fantastic, gorgeous September afternoon, or whenever you replay this. Get outside. Remember the things that make you feel fully alive. Make them a priority. I'll be back next Saturday for more Vinyasa, or if you only have half an hour, do the Vinyasa warm-up of our Kundalini, which is Sunday morning at 8, and Tuesday at noon, and Thursday at noon. So that asana warm-up, just like this was asana. These were postures that were assembled wisely in a particular order to access the energy of the midbrain, of your perception. And as we shift our perception from the daily towards something more infinite, something more spacious, something less limited, then we can hear ourselves differently. And in that hearing, we perceive not just our own thoughts, but new ideas, new perspectives, and this is our intuition. And so the postures help to provide that access to our intuition. Similarly, the warm-up for the Kundalini is creating access to that intuition just in a half hour rather than 90 minutes. And then the Kriya that follows is stabilizing access to that intuition. So whether it's Sunday or Tuesday or Saturday, all of this is working together to provide access to the energy that we're supporting in our sequence for 40 days. So they're always there for you. Explore, replay, join live. Classes are $20 if you drop in, or they're $100 a month, and then you can take as many as you like, as well as the in-person, which are starting not this Sunday, but the Sunday following. So set it up. We're still supporting, we've put 40% of our support, our donations right now are going to Afghani women through Women for Women, which is really important and exciting. Everything that we do is supporting other people. I'll meet you there.